own church, forget not where you came from. Because there's going to be somebody in your congregation that God is going to elevate to become a pastor, and that's going to have to start somewhere just like this, and they can look at their spiritual father and say, I know from where you came from. If you started out of school and still made it and had a packed house, I know I can do the same thing and still continue to give Jesus to somebody else. Hindsight. Don't ever forget the steps it took. That's why it's so important to pay attention. It's so important to pay attention. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It took me 6 steps to get here. I know exactly what it takes to get there. I know the sweat it took. I know if I needed to lose some weight to get up here. I know if I was too fat to get up here, I probably couldn't. I need to lose some weight. I know if I was out of shape, if this thing was strong enough to hold me. You have to pay attention to everything around you. Don't lose focus just because God is elevating you. The difference between Jesus and us is when Jesus rode into Jerusalem, he was focused. He knew exactly where he was going. It's us that didn't know. We sitting there, Hosanna, woo, all right, Jesus, you came in on a donkey. Yes, all right. When the truth be told, we should have. Oh, man, Jesus. Oh, man, do you? Yeah, you can ready to get them. They didn't know. But Jesus knew. That's why he went. That's why he entered into Jerusalem. You got to make sure that you are spiritually equipped and using discerning, going to your pastor as your spiritual covering, making sure that the steps you take is right before you go forward, because you could take a promotion and think it's a promotion and you find yourself promoted but demoted. You know that famous cliche, everything good ain't gold, everything gold ain't good. Grass always green on the other side. So we got the steps. But it's something about these steps, because these steps got spaces in it. These steps got spaces in it. These spaces represent ordained obstacles. See, this is not a flat surface. I can run from here to that speaker with no problem. I can't run up these ladders like that. I have to make sure that I know what's going on. I know the spaces, because if I run up the ladder the same way I run on this floor, I can slip and fall through. But I can't blame God, because these are ordained obstacles. There's some obstacles in your life that are ordained, that are purposed for your life. It wasn't by mishap that Joseph got kicked in that pit. That pit was an ordained obstacle for Joseph. There's a reason why you're going through what you're going through. There's a reason why your life is going through blood, sweat, and tears, hell, and high water. You can't catch a break if it was handed to you. Because it's ordained obstacles that are strategically placed. Strategically placed in your path. We tell kids don't play on the ladder, because a kid will play on it, and they might fall. They can fall in between. They can get hurt. Even folks that know, if we're not careful, we can fall in between the cracks. You see, these spaces are strategically placed in your view. In your view and in your path to slow you down and keep you at a safe pace. Transparent moment. Truly to God be the glory. I was ordained as an elder last year around June. Truly to God be the glory. Because don't get it twisted. That whole ordained as an elder is not glamorous. That's right. Some folks, I was ordained with a bunch of folks, and some folks took it and went the wrong way with it. They got big headed and they're like, hey, I'm elder this and I'm elder that, and I don't need to do this and don't need to do that. My God. There are obstacles that you need to really thank God that are placed in your path. Since I was ordained as elder, I've had a lot of my friends ask me to marry them. I've had a lot of my friends ask me to dedicate their children. I've had, folks ask me to preach their church. And again, as an ordained elder, Pastor, can you remember when you were ordained? As an ordained elder, I could have like this. Yes, I'll do your wedding. Yes, I'll dedicate your child. Name it after me when I finish. Of course I will preach at your church. I'm elder now. That's not what God called us to be. Sometimes you need those physical insight obstacles to slow you down. Sometimes you need a Pastor Vinny to say, you know what, you might need this. Pump the brakes on. Sit and learn. Grow some first. So a lot of those, I'm not in a position to do that right now. Pastor, I've been getting these calls, I've been getting these requests. Well, Daddy, you're in position. What does God tell you to do? Certain stuff, then I don't think you're ready to dedicate somebody's child. If the parent of that child has a church home, the seat if the pastor of that church home would dedicate that child.
Yeah.
These are physical ordained obstacles that are put in place to slow you down.
Yeah.
Well, Pastor, a good friend of mine, they know I got ordained, they know I can do it, they asked me to marry them. And they had counsel. I mean, do they have a church home? Not to say you can't do it, but you have to treat your anointing like the precious jewel that it is, because the calling that is on your life does not belong to you, it's loaned to you.
Amen.
And it has to be treated just like that. Some of you are athletes, ball players, football players, singer, rapper, dancer, and it is a gift from God, but it does not belong to you, but it is loaned to you.
That's right.
What makes me mad about some of these artists today is because they have such awesome gifts, but they think it's them.
Yeah, that's right.
They think it's them. And I'm not even talking about Christian artists. I'm not one that think that only Christian artists can bring folks to Christ.
Right. I got you.
The power that Beyonce and Jay-Z have, if they used it in the right way, can have every stadium they go to crying out Jesus and not Bay and J. Because every gift, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not one of those closed-minded folks that believe that you have to do Christian rap. You have to do gospel singing. If you desire to do R&B or secular, at least make it have a purpose. You can still make it direct somebody to Christ.
Yeah.
And the truth be told, I've heard most secular artists talk more about Christ at their concerts than a Christian artist.
Yeah.
So you have to thank God for these open, ordained, insight obstacles that are placed in your path to slow you down and direct you.
Right.
So we talk about the ladder. The ladder points out the direction and the vehicle that it takes. Because granted, you do need a vehicle. You do need a platform to get out of this pit. You're not just going to be elevated up. This is not no magic show. You have to understand that God is doing things for a reason, and He wants to show you how to get there. See, the bottom of this ladder, because that's where it all starts. God knew just what He was doing when He allowed Joseph's brothers to kick him in that pit. He said, I just released something to Joseph, but I don't think Joseph will be able to handle it. Trust me, God will still release stuff to you, even though He knows you can't handle it. Just what He would do is He will put stuff in place to grow you to handle it.
Yes.
Quick inline story. Peter, Job. Job lost his family, his house, his kids, everything he owned, because Satan said, hey, I don't think Job is going to praise you if I attack him. God said, you know what? Do what you do. I already know Job was ready. Satan came and said, look at God, what about this dude, Peter? I'm going to attack him. God said, ooh, man. That guy on the ladder, I don't think he can handle what I got coming for him. One on the board right here, he good. You can attack him because I know he can handle it. He wouldn't even take a sprained ankle. He wouldn't even take a sprained ankle.
Come on
and that's
now.
how God knows you just that well that he